The biting wind whipped through the cracks in our shack, a constant reminder of the life we were born into. My little sister Ilara coughed, her small body shivering under a thin blanket. I clenched my fists, a familiar fire of helpless anger burning in my chest. "I'll get you medicine, Ilara, I promise." Her weak smile was a knife to my heart. That night I snuck into the city's affluent district, a place that felt like another world. My target was the manor of Lord Valerius, a man whose name was whispered with both fear and reverence. Rumor had it he kept a fortune in a vault, more money than I could imagine. Desperation was my guide. Slipping past the guards was easy. They were complacent, protected by stone walls and a reputation. The real challenge was inside. The manor was silent, a cavern of shadows and wealth. I found the study, and behind a grand painting, a heavy iron vault. My heart pounded against my ribs. As my fingers worked the complex lock, a skill learned from a life of needing to be resourceful, a voice cut through the silence. "Looking for this?" I froze. Lord Valerius stood in the doorway, not with guards, but alone, holding a single small key. He wasn't angry. He looked amused. "I've been watching you, boy. You have a spark. A fire I haven't seen in a long time." He tossed the key to me. "Go on, open it." My mind raced. Was this a trap? Hesitantly, I turned the key. The heavy door swung open. Inside there was no gold, no jewels, just a single worn leather-bound book and a small velvet pouch. I snatched the pouch. It was heavy with coins. Enough for Ilara's medicine, enough for food for a month. "Take the money," Valerius said, his voice soft. "But the real treasure is the book. It's my journal. It tells the story of how a boy from a shack just like you built this empire." I stared at him, my hatred and desperation warring with a flicker of disbelief. "Why? Why are you helping me?" "Because wealth isn't about hoarding gold," he said, his eyes meeting mine. "It's about creating opportunities. I was once you, filled with rage at the world. I channeled that rage, not into theft, but into ambition. That book tells you how. The choice is yours. Take the money and survive for a month, or take the knowledge and thrive for a lifetime." He stepped aside, leaving the doorway clear. I grabbed the coins and the book and ran. I didn't stop until I was back at our shack, the city's lights a distant memory. I bought the medicine for Ilara. As she slept peacefully for the first time in weeks, I opened the journal. The first page read, "The day I decided to stop being a victim of my circumstances was the day my real life began." I read through the night, devouring his story of relentless work, of failures that became lessons, of a burning desire to create a better life not just for himself, but for others. He hadn't forgotten where he came from. He was searching for someone with the same fire to pass the torch to. Years passed. The coins ran out, but the knowledge from that book became my foundation. I started small, using my cleverness not for theft but for trade. I failed. I got back up. I remembered Valerius's words, his challenges, the anger I once felt at the world. I channeled it into fuel. I built a business, then another. I remembered Ilara's cough, and I built free clinics in the slums. I remembered the cold, and I built warm, safe housing. One day an invitation arrived. It was from Lord Valerius. He was old now, his hair white, but his eyes held the same sharp intelligence. I walked back into the manor, not as a thief in the night, but as an equal. He smiled, a genuine proud smile. "I knew you had it in you," he said, gesturing to the city visible from his window. A city I had helped transform. "You see, true success isn't escaping poverty. It's destroying it, so no one else has to live it." In that moment, I finally understood. The greatest treasure he gave me that night wasn't the gold or even the book. It was a choice. He showed me that my circumstances didn't have to be my destiny. Our pasts shape us, but they don't have to define our future. The fire inside us, the anger, the desperation, it can be a destructive force, or it can be the forge in which we craft a new reality. The choice, as it was for me, is always ours. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content that explores the power of the human spirit. Stay strong and keep fighting for the future you deserve.